Welcome back, YouTubers, to This Old Sword Blade Reviews. And I am This Old Sword with another Twosun time for you. One of my favorite designs, must say. I have a lot of favorite Twosun designs. This is certainly one of them. A very classic blade designed by Night Morning Design. One of the original, if not the original, Twosun designer, aside from any in-house designs there might have been. This is the TS50 Tusk. And no, you're not seeing double. How could you? One's very colorful and one isn't. I borrowed an idea from my good friend Dirk Warning. Shout out to you, Dirk. I hope to be in touch soon and do some more blade trading with you. This is a pair. So Dirk's concept was pairs of things, pairs of knives, pairs of watches that had identical or similar attributes, but were yet different. So I found that I had both of these. The top one is in titanium handle and D2 blade, and the bottom is in Sandvik. I believe it's 14C28. Yes, it is. 14C28N on the bottom one with a two-toned, very nice G10 contoured, sculpted, 3D machined handle. So I'm going to take them one at a time. This guy came first, so we'll put him up first. This was the original Tusk. And I am going to do some on-screen measurements because I caught myself short and didn't do them ahead of time, but it'll be fun, I promise, and we'll make it quick. First thing to notice is that although the first impression is that it's a small knife, it fills the hand perfectly and completely with plenty left over. I'd say even if you had a very large hand, you'd probably get all your fingers on there. It has a real interesting grind, a Warncliffe, but very fancy, very different. And look at that swedge, how it's kind of a partial swedge. It's bead blasted on just that portion. We've got satin finish the rest of the way. A beautiful taper to the tip. Nice jimping, not super effective. It's a little slick. And a nice pocket clip. Not quite deep carry, but few of the titaniums really are. It's a frame lock folder with a hardened steel insert. There you see, Night Morning Design. And let's put the tape on it. They're going to be identical size, I'm pretty sure. 8 inches exactly overall, with exactly a 3.5 inch blade and slightly less for a cutting edge. Go with handle thickness first. Thickest part of the handle, and we need to get it right on this ridge, exactly 1/2 inch. And the reason we need to get it right on that ridge is that we've got a really nice hollow here with ridges on either side of it. Not sure they're making the Tusk anymore. They might. Let's get a blade stock on it. 3.4 millimeters. And looking at them side by side, I'm just going to say that the dimensions are identical. Let's say that for now, okay? We'll continue looking at the titanium handle D2 version. Just a lot of really nice detail which Twosun is so well known for. Even up in here, this very fine milling. Got a little bit of serrations going in here. The action is exquisite. Once you can get past the detent there, it'll drop shut. A lot of guys will kind of take a Dremel and mill a detent ramp in there. Something I could do, I suppose, but you know, once you get it past that hump, the rest is just all a fall into place. Not that all blades need to be drop shutting. Now when we look at the G10 version, and it is all G10, I was going to say carbon fiber. When we look at this version, the first thing I want you to see if it stands out for you or not. Well, I was going to say it's different. Is it different? Something made me think one blade was different from the other, but you know, oh yes, they are. They are. See what they did here? You have a blade flat, and then you have that defined swedge. And see what they did here? Just the swedge, no flat. So that's interesting. I'll put them side by side again so you can see that. Maybe move them up where you can see them, right? So you see you've got the flat here, which means you've actually got a taller grind. They're both flat ground. You've got a taller grind on the G10 version in 14C28N. Let's take a look at that one a little bit more. We have the Night Morning Design logo, or actually spelled out on the D2 version there, and nowhere else. On this later model in G10 and Sandvik, we just have his logo. And if you haven't visited Night Morning Design out on Instagram, you should. He's done some collaborations with Tepe and some on his own, and maybe collaborations with some others, I'm not sure. This one is a liner lock, obviously. And do we have any weight relieving? Hard to tell, because they both have same length back spacers. And I'm not, yeah, I am. Really hides in there sometimes. Yeah, we have some weight relieving on the show side. Yeah, significant. Very significant. You can see it. Hard getting the light in there just right. Anyway, it's there. Trying to show you a little slot and get the light in it on cameras, sometimes a little bit challenging, right? So right away you notice that the G10 version, as with many of the later iterations of older models that Twosun does, is using a deep carry clip. So it's a spring steel, stainless steel, pretty good tension on it. Easy to take off, not switchable on most of them, however. But it's a nice deep carry. Perfect deep carry. And I like that about a lot of the later models. Some of the better titanium ones that I don't carry, when they come out with the G10 model, I'll EDC it right away. A little on the thick side, not especially thin, you know, coming in at, we'll measure this one up. Because I have a funny feeling that with the G10 it's going to be a little thicker, but maybe not. Yeah, it is. 0.63 versus 0.50 on the titanium, even at the widest portion on the titanium. So you've got more to hang on to here. Doesn't feel quite as sleek, but it is good usable chunk of handle. Same thing with the jimping there. The jimping is there, but it's smooth, so you're not really getting a lot of grip on that. We have similar pivot pins with this same design and identical on the show side as well. So you've got this really nice two-toned G10 going here. It's got a nice grain to it. Almost seems to flow from one piece to the other. And you may not like the orange. I've kind of come to live with the orange. I know that they can be dyed. Just haven't bothered. Sort of take them the way they are, and one day, with nothing to do, I'll probably experiment. How about the weights on them? That's one thing we did not get. So we'll start with the G10 model, which could be heavier. We'll see. So we've got 4.6 ounces. On the titanium model, 4.56, very close. So you got a little more G10 material on this TS50 Tusk, but it doesn't account for that much more weight. And you got a thinner handle here, but it's all titanium. So my guess is going to be solid titanium is going to weigh more than G10. G10 and carbon fiber are traditionally light. Action on this one, not quite as nice as the titanium. In fact, not too close to it. I mean, it's smooth. They're both on bearings. Action is great on both. Hard to fail. Yep. Really nicely, and I didn't adjust it, just came that way. Really nice action on it. See if we got any other differences. Well, we've got a little cutout here, kind of a, what Zelric likes to call a landing pad for your finger. He incorporates that into some of his designs. All in all, this is just way smoother. Should be roughly the same blade weight, so I don't think it's that. It's more the action, which probably could be oiled and tuned a little bit. Can't recall whether I did that on this one or not. Let's put them both out there for some comparisons with some of the usual. Let's see if we can do a quick comparison with the Griptilian. Very much right in the ballpark with the Griptilian. Griptilian may be just a skosh longer. And we'll throw it out there with the Rat 1, which we know is going to be longer, but still not too far off, just basically a longer blade. We got more than a 3.5 inch long blade on the Rat 1, whereas we got exactly 3.5 inch on the TS50 Tusks. So I thought that was fun. Again, one of my favorite models of Twosun, in duplicate almost. A set, a pair, however you want to look at that. I hope you enjoyed this. Give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe. We're going to have more Twosun reviews coming as I dig into the old treasure chest and pull some out while I'm waiting for USPS in transit arriving late, as I'm sure some of you are familiar with. Have a good one. We'll be back soon.